The number one issue real bodybuilders make, it's not intensity. It's not understanding how important recovery is. They're gonna mistake fatigue with weakness. They mistake soreness for progress, and they're gonna keep pushing until something breaks. Trust me, I've been there. Today, I wanna show you how to manage your recovery so that you're able to make the changes you actually want to. This video, it's not a quick fix. If that's what you're looking for, you can get lost. This is about stacking progress that compounds. Muscle that you're actually gonna keep when you're off cycle, and training that you can build upon year after year after year. A simple setup that you can repeat for as much results for as long as you want. So by the end of this video, you're gonna be able to tell the difference between soreness and taking it too far. How to structure recovery to treat your progress like a turbocharger. How to build training phases to keep momentum flowing. And how to pivot through injury so that you're always making progress. This is recovery for bodybuilders that want to grow like compounding interest. Recovery, it's not just taking days off the gym. It's a tool that needs to be thought out and built properly, like a training plan. It's gonna come from these three inputs: sleep, food, stress management. Training progress, it's only gonna happen if you have all three of these in a decent place. So right here is where people mess things up. They're gonna mistake things like local soreness for systemic fatigue. When in reality, when the body is stressed, it's gonna start showing other signs like low energy, poor sleep, bad digestion, low sex drive, and of course, poor training performance. This is called your parasympathetic side of your nervous system, the rest and digest side of your nervous system. If suddenly you can't sleep or you can't shit, most of the time, it's a sign that you need to turn down one of the dials on something that's going on, not add something else in to try to band-aid fix it. Sometimes this is training volume, intensity, frequency. Sometimes this is dealing with the stress outside of the gym, or even the things you're putting inside your body. First step, you need to make sure you're taking 2 rest days out of the week. This doesn't mean lounge around and screw off. This means low stress days. Things like going for a walk, keeping up with your steps, some light mobility or posing work. Things that are gonna be low stress movement. Mentally, you wanna keep track of a simple recovery scale. So you're gonna rate these things on a daily basis on a 1 to 5. What's my energy like? What was my sleep like? What's my digestion like? What's my libido like? If any of those are getting worse, something needs to be adjusted, not pushed through. Let's talk about periodizing for long-term progress. Your body, it's not gonna just adapt to the same thing and get better and better forever, even on a good plan, even on the best plan. That's why having structure is gonna matter. Generally, I use 8-week training blocks. I find this is enough time to be able to assess the changes we made, short enough to fix the issues when they come up. So every block, at the end of 8 weeks, you're gonna have a rigorous assessment period to see what the hell is going on, what went right, what went wrong. And this might mean having a deload. This might mean a pivot in split design. This might even mean switching out exercise selection. That's how you're gonna avoid burning out on a plan that's not working. Because the key is you don't want to wait until something's broken. You want to plan to take the appropriate recovery methods needed so that you can keep moving forward. Training, it's going to be turned up or turned down depending on what phase you're in. Here's how you pivot around injury without stalling progress. Injuries, they don't mean to just stop progressing. They mean just changing your focus right now. Most bodybuilders, they make this mistake. Something hurts, but you ignore it, and long enough, it's gonna build up. Next thing you know, it's an actual injury. Now you're having to take months off at a time to deal with this. That's obviously worst case scenario, but sometimes the right move is immediately pulling out an exercise. This might mean pulling out a body part out of a split. This might mean changing a movement pattern. No more pressing, for example. It's not always fun, but you know what is? Making progress, which is why we're here. Sometimes you're gonna need a true dedicated recovery phase. Other times you're just gonna need a slight tweak to keep rolling. You're gonna track what triggers those injuries, because patterns are always gonna show up if you actually pay attention. A recovery plan is gotta be just as important and thought out as obsessing over your training plan, because it's actually gonna allow the body to make the changes that the training is gonna ask for. Imagine you're building your physique with a step-by-step recipe guide where you're gonna know exactly what to do every week, every workout, every day. If all that were true, Wouldn't you be interested? Gotta click the link below to book your 30-minute strategy call. I'll personally walk you through your specific situation and show you exactly how to apply these systems within your life. All for free. If you're worried about this being a salesy, high pressure sales pitch, I have an unconditional, no pressure policy. If the program's not right for you, I'm gonna tell you. I just want people to win and take back control of their life.